If you're having a hard time during these challenges, if you're feeling like something is off, or you followed your intuition, but then you ended up in this place and then everything is different, you're not sure exactly what to make of it. If you're in that position, just know that you did do exactly what you were meant to do. You followed your guidance. You did do that. And then this new circumstance, you shifted into your new timeline. This new circumstance just means that you are in a new frequency. And so there are different rules of that frequency, and there are different ways to manage that frequency. That's how it feels like when you shift reality. Things can be very different. You can feel totally different because there are different lessons there. And that is interesting if you get to those places. And that can literally mean that you are moving location, but it doesn't have to be. You can shift. We do all these micro shifts all the time. But this big one, those big ones, and it's just from one day to the next almost, or a few days. And usually also the things that are happening inside. When it's ready to pop, some external factor like moving will take place, because that's the manifestation of that big shift that you just did internally in frequency. And you don't even know always if it's up or down. You're always going up. That's the thing. You're always going up. It's just that sometimes it can be a downward spiral in certain things in order to clean up. And so the question is, what needs to be cleaned up here? In these frequencies, there are new people perhaps, new circumstances, new neighborhood. You feel different. And so whatever that feeling is, just know that if you're panicky, know that those energies are not you. They are not yours. So that means that you are allowing other thoughts to dictate what you should feel. So just know that whatever is coming up, know that there is a particular feeling in your body that you can tell if it is a sensation in your body that is produced by a thought. There is a particular type of feeling to that. Pay attention so that you know the difference between what a feeling is and what emotion. You know, feeling and emotion, that doesn't cut it for me almost. It's not enough to explain all the nuances that I feel. Sometimes it's just a knowing because there is no words to it. There is a different sensation when you have believed a narrative that could have come from a thought. And then you believed it because it showed like that energy showed you certain things and made you, and it doesn't necessarily need to be anything. It could be God showing you certain things. But then if you are believing that narrative, no, it's not God. That's the thing. There are different opposing forces. It's not necessarily God always, because it depends on your level of frequency of where you're receiving from. So it could be that you're receiving something that is coming from lower energies, and that can be how they think. It's not necessarily anything bad. It's just that there's a different sense there. I'm not sure exactly where I was going there. But those energies, that's just that. Those are external energies. And so it's important that in your space that you make sure that you instill the counter to that. So just know basically that you are safe. I just had this experience where life showed me. I was in the ocean asking for guidance, for clarity, guide me. And I basically received in the form of Gaia showing me. She had some fish coming to my feet, and the water I can't see them. So they just come, so I don't know the size, if it's a crab, nothing. So my body is freaking out, not knowing. So my body's afraid. And then I just heard like, trust. Just let go and trust. And so I did. And those small fishes, that's what it feels like. I wasn't sure. I'm still not sure. But they felt like small fishes. They started tickling me. And so just like in these tanks they just actually produced a good feeling in me. And so just like that, we're asking you to trust that even though it doesn't seem like everything is going to work out, it will always work out. We have a plan. Everything is according to plan. Everything is going exactly the way that it's meant to go. Everything is set exactly how it is meant to go. It's all about frequency, dance. Just make sure that you spend all your time clearing, alchemizing, which we are so good at now, and that I invite you to alchemize all of these energies. It is a continuous process to move upward in frequency. Sometimes you may occur things like tests, where you get tested with certain behaviors and certain people again to see how well did you manage that this time. Just know that everything is going to be okay. Everything is exactly the way it's meant to be. You can't go wrong. You can deviate if you don't pay attention at all, and you can prolong this journey, but you can't go wrong when you start to climb in frequency, because we're always going to be here waiting for you to come back into joy and excitement about your life, regardless of what it looks on the outside. This is what we're inviting. Please join us. Thank you.